We have already done the present tense and the 4 forms of it, the past and the 4 forms, and now finally we are going to do the future tense that also has 4 forms. Okay, so the third type is future. The future tense. And this future tense has 4 different forms. And that's what we are going to do. Okay, the first type. The first type we have, the sentence I have here is, I shall love. It says, I shall love. And now the verb we are looking at is shall love. What is it? I shall love is the verb. Look at the verb shall love. And so we say that is a simple future tense. Shall love is simple future tense. So the first type is simple. Simple future. Simple future tense. That's the first step. I shall love. And the second we have is I shall be loving. The second type, the second form is I shall be. I shall be loving. I shall be loving. And look at the verb shall be loving. Shall be loving. And so this verb shall be loving, that's in the future. Shall be loving. Future continuous tense. So what the second type? The second type is, the second form or type whatever is, it will be future. Future and continuous. Continuous tense. Future continuous tense. And now, the third type, we did simple future tense, future continuous tense, and third is I shall have loved. The third sentence is I shall have loved. Shall have loved. Look at the verb shall have loved indicates that it is in the future and perfect. Future and perfect tense. It is future. Future perfect tense. Perfect tense. Okay. And finally, the last type. As kind says, I shall have been loving. I shall have been. I shall have been loving. When you talk about shall have been loving, the verb shall have been loving indicate that it is in the future perfect continuous tense. Future perfect continuous tense. I said the last type, the last main tense, that's the future tense. The future tense has 4 different forms. The first is simple future tense, shall love. Then you have future continuous tense, shall be loving. Then you have future perfect tense, shall have love. I shall have love. And finally, we have the last type, future perfect continuous tense. That is, shall have been loving. So the 4 terms are simple future, future continuous, future perfect, future continuous tense. That's are the 4 forms under the future tense. We have done the tenses, different forms. Now we will do an exercise to remember, to practice the tenses. So we're going to do a small exercise. Fill in the blanks with correct present tense form. Fill in the blanks with present tense. Okay. Fill in. Fill in the blanks. Fill in the blanks with present tense. Present tenses. Okay? That's what we are going to do. Filling in. What? Dash. They were to work. Now, I give you words to choose. I have, in one sentence, I'll give you 3 different kinds of verbs to help you. You can pick any and fill in with the correct present tense. Okay. Now here they are. First one is do. You can choose do, does, or has. Okay. While I write the next, you think about the correct form of present tense that you need to choose. She dash not talk much. And the verbs are do, does. You can choose from. And third one, where dash he work. And we have words to choose, verbs to choose from. Do, does, and has. Any of these you can choose. Next, John dash know much about sailing. And the verbs are do not, does not, and has not. You can choose any from. The fifth one, I dash not have the time. Not have the time or patience to cook. To cook a proper meal. A proper meal. And the words to choose from are do, does, or has. Next one, I dash Susie come here often. And the verbs to choose from are you have do, has, and does. Next. Seventh one, dash you find Berlin's weather cold. Does, do, and has. 3 verbs given to you. And the next one, Raj dash not smoke or drink. And the verbs are has, do, and does. One more I'll give you. I dash at a bank. At a bank. Works. Work and working. Now we got sentences here, and if we're going to fill in together the present tenses. Now, in the first, fill in the blanks with present tenses. In the first one we have, what dash they were to work. So you choose from do, does, have. So what will you say? What does they work to work? No. What has they? No. So correct is, what do they wear to work? What do they wear to work? Okay, so what do? So we filled in the first one, the present tense. What do they wear to work? Next, she do not talk much, or she does not talk much. She does. That's the right one. She does not. So second one we have done. She does not talk much. Then, and the third one, where does he work? Where do he work? Where has he worked? Where does he work? The correct is, where does? Where does he work? Where does he work? The next one, John dash know much about sailing. John has not know. John do not know. Correct is John does not know much about sailing. John does not. John does not know much about sailing. And the fifth one, I not have the time or patience to cook a proper meal. I does not have much time, or I do not have. I do not have. I do not have the time or patience to cook a proper meal. And the sixth one, Susie come here often. Susie come here often. What is the right one? Do Susie come here often? Has Susie? No. Does Susie? The correct is, does Susie come here often? That's the correct one. Does Susie come here often? And question mark. Next. Dash you find Berlin's weather cold? Does you find Berlin's weather cold? No. Do you find? The answer, correct answer is, do you find Berlin's weather cold? Do. The eighth one, Raj dash not smoke or drink. Raj has not smoked. Raj do not smoke. Correct is Raj does not smoke. Raj does not smoke or drink. And the last one, the ninth one, I at the bank. What is the right one? I work at the bank. I works at the work. I'm working. I work. I work at the bank. It's the work that's correct, not works or working. So what we have done is filling in with present tense. I do, what do they, where to work? She does not talk much. Where does he work? John does not know much about sailing. I do not have the time or patience to cook a proper meal. Does Susie come here often? Do you find Berlin's weather cold? Raj does not smoke or drink. I work at a bank. Now I have some more to complete, some more tenses we'll do. The more you do, the better. The more practice you have with choosing the right word, present, whatever, you will get a better knowledge of the present tense. I have one more set of words for you, sentences for you to practice present tense. Okay. Does she know what she is doing? And the verbs are has, do, and does. To choose from. Why dash they always get into trouble? has, do and does. Choose from. Next one. What dash you like? You like to watch on TV. We have does, do and have. The next one is she dash with her parents. Her parents. Now you have live, lives and living. Cows on grass. And we have feed and feeds and feeding. Choose from. Words, verbs to choose from. Next, he dash a handsome salary. And the words to choose are earn, earns and earning. Janet dash to be a singer. A singer. And we have words want. Wants and wanting. Emily dash delicious cookies. Cookies. You can say make, makes, making. Then we have Aarti and her husband. And her husband and her husband dash in Singapore. And you have words like live, lives, living. Rohin and Sanya dash to play card games. have likes and like to choose from. So I have got 9 sentences for you to practice present tense. The first one we have is dash. She know what she is doing. So what is the right word? Does she know what she is doing? The first one is does, not has or do. Does she? So the first answer is, does she know what she is doing? And the next one, why? Why has they always getting into trouble? Why do they or why does they? The right one is, why do they or why do? Why do they always get into trouble? Why do? Why do they always get into trouble? And next one, do. What do you like to watch? Not what does or what have. What have you like? No. What do you like to watch on TV? What do you? What do you like to watch on TV? And the next one, dash with her parents. She lives. She live with her parents? No. She lives. She lives with her parents. She lives with her parents. And the next one, cows feeds on grass, feeding on grass? No. Cows feed, because cows plural, cows feed. Cows feed on grass. And 15th one, he earn a salary, he earns. He earns a handsome salary. He earns. He earns a handsome salary. Next one, Janet want to be a singer. No. Janet wants. Janet wants. Wants to be a singer. And then next is Emily make delicious cookies. Emily makes. Emily makes delicious cookies. Makes. Aarti and her husband live in Singapore, lives in Singapore or living. Aarti and her husband live. Aarti and her husband live. They live in Singapore. Then finally we have Rohan and Sanya. Rohan and Sanya likes to play games. Rohan and Sanya like. Rohan and Sanya like to play card games. Now look at the sentences we have here. We have done filling in with correct present tenses in each of these sentences. Does she know what she is doing? Why do they always get into trouble? What do you like to watch on TV? She lives with her parents. Cows feed on grass. He earns a handsome salary. Janet wants to be a singer. Emily makes delicious cookies. Aarti and her husband live in Singapore. And finally, Rohan and Sanya like to play card games. So we learned to fill in with correct present tense form.